Hello everyone, Manthrow here, and welcome to the weekly update video. Now this week's update is the Quest Point Shop. Now what is a Quest Point Shop? Basically, as you get Quest Points, you can actually spend those Quest Points to get different things within the shop. There's 3 different tracks currently, there could be more in time. You are able to go in and reset at any given point, so if you want to change it up, you can change it up. So, it even says here you can reset your unlocks once per week. So, it's up to you what you want to unlock. The unlocks occur in every 25 quest point intervals. And players will be able to reset it, like I said, every week. There's the pet track, which is the Lorehound. It does stuff such as provides supplies such as rope, bullseye lanterns, spade, and law runes. It can fetch books from player-owned house bookcase. It can increase the loot area range from 3 to 4 when Lorehound is active, and increase the chance for some Master Quest Cape lore drops by 25% when the Lorehound is active. So that means he has to be active. That doesn't mean he can be the cosmetic override. Not that version. Although he does have quest or the cosmetic override capabilities. So, sorry about this, guys. I am completely wrong there. It says going down this track unlocks the Lorehound, which works as override for familiars. It says players can change its costume to correspond with certain completed quests. The Lorehound can be upgraded. So, it works as overrides as well. The armor and weapon track. It says this track is great for players who want a bit of a helping hand tackling tough combat situations. The unlocks include Armor of Trials. It scales challenges to a player's level and provides damage reduction against some bosses. Not all, but some bosses. The armor becomes attuned to bosses that defeat players. Each subsequent death increases the defense scaling, up to a cap of 5 times. So that can actually be quite the advantage if you are, regular account or an Iron Man account. That would actually be very beneficial. Vanquish, a level 75 tri-bred weapon similar to the Sun Spear that can switch between styles. So it's a hybrid weapon. The weapon requires a level 75 and the relevant skill to equip it. So if you're going for combat, you need to have attack and strength, or just attack. And for range, you need to have level 75. For mage, you need to have 75 if you want to use those combat styles. But it says much as the Armor of Trials levels its defense, so too does the Vanquish level its damage. So the more of a hard time you're having, the stronger the weapon will get for that duration. Not for, ever, but for that quest, for that boss. There's also the Hub track, which will give you access to the title of the adventurer, the ability to teleport to the start point of a quest, the ability to transform into various quest NPCs using the Ring of Quest, which is kind of a fun thing. Access to improved rewards from Meg, which is pretty good. Access to the bank chest at the hub, and a quest item storage box, which is probably one of the biggest things. So each one of these has some pretty good things about them. So it is encouraged to do this and go check it out at least. And I mean, honestly, if you do any quests at all, why not get the perks for it? It'd just be wasted not to do it. We have the soundtrack being announced again, but also Lootscape. Again, it is the Elite Skilling Outfit pieces, which so far includes everything except the Farming Elite Skilling Outfit. So that means you can get the Mining, Runecraft, Fishing, Thieving, Divination, Engineering. And if you do get any of those, you get a replacement item, such as things you can generally find in the treasure hunter or like during different events. Sometimes you'll get the tight springs and stuff like that. So expect stuff like that. And Ironman, you still will just receive the deep sea fishing emote. Live streams for this week, which include the above mentioned, is Friday, September 28th at 1500 UTC, patch note teasers, and Sunday, September 30th at 1800 UTC, PVM with Mod Lee. And now let's head right on over to the patch notes. So, for the player and farm, corrected a message when buying the bank chest upgrade on the Manor farm. Chocolate milk from cows is now correctly inserted when gathering produce. Milton the Miller, north of Ardone Mill, now has the farming shop icon once again. You can now correctly teleport to the Manor farm using the Master Farmer's outfit. Buttercap mushrooms now appear as buttercaps when adding mushrooms to troughs on your farm. Small tweaks have been made to increase the odds of shiny animals. After unlocking the bank chest of the Manor farm, it will now provide bank functions like auto healing, keepsaking, the ability to activate the magic skill cape perk, and so on. Unchecked eggs for dragons and spiders now have a loot beam when they are received as a drop. It's actually kind of nice. Potions newly introduced with the player and farm can now be decanted manually. Players can now add jellyfish, blue or green, to the food trough. Carnivorous Chinchampas are now further confirmed as eating everything rather than just meat. Collecting honey from the Manor farm apiary will now contribute towards filling your farming urns. Some animal breeding messages have been updated in the player and farm for consistency. There was an error in the breeding log for the golden sheep, where the log wouldn't recognize the birth. This is now fixed. Apologies. Missing blocking has been added to the west side of Granny Potterting's farmhouse. You no longer get a message that you need inventory space when opening the farmer's market with a full inventory. This was caused by a redundant check on the farm totems, and we've instead moved the check to a requirement for buying the totems. As a result, totems will now appear locked if you don't have the space to buy one. A typo in one of the health checks for player and farms animals has been fixed. They've slightly improved the chance to breed a Daemacap Zygomite. Ninja fixes: the keyring now appears on the tool belt, allowing players to store keys on their tool belts. Oh, so that's actually big. If you're not sure what the keyring is, there's a reward from a quest. You get that keyring, and a vast majority of the rings you can get in the game go on that keyring. Not all of them, because you got the ones like the Frozen Key from God of War Dungeon 1. It has so many charges and then it's gone. Not, no crystal keys, you can't do that, just like quest keys. So that is absolutely fantastic. But upon converting a spirit gem back to its unused form, players will now be informed if it is combined gem and given the option to either gain the extra charges as separate gems or discard them. Mobile. The world map zoom feature has been updated to be more gradual on mobile when utilizing the pinch gesture. The zoom buttons on the world map remain unchanged. Contextual keyboards. Keyboard has been added for the Android. This means that the keyboard will automatically change based on the input field. Withdrawal X will bring up a numerical keyboard. Other member pets are no longer spawned from the player and house menagerie on free-to-play worlds. Pets can no longer be stored in or removed from the player and house menagerie on free-to-play worlds. The member pet rock can no longer be spawned on free-to-play worlds when entering the player and house. Elemental balance in the player and house can no longer be spawned on free-to-play worlds. You will no longer log out upon trying to enter Het's hidden room in the free-to-play world. Fix an issue on the French translation of the game that was causing a crash. quest linking, clicking a prerequisite quest from within the journal of another is disabled from within the quest journal for certain quests. Various in-character references to RuneScape in the quest content have been changed to Gielinor. Opening world map while in Zenaris Ferry headquarters no longer crashes the client. So that's it for today's update. Thank you guys so much. Now just a few little announcements as far as the channel is concerned. Now, some of you will notice the wall behind me. I am putting up the foam padding for better acoustics and to block out some external sounds, just to help with overall quality of sound. Because like I said, there's a lot of projects that I have planned coming, and this is one of them. The only problem is the strips I had ordered to actually put the pads up were not as useful as I would have liked, and which just means I had to use way more of them to do just that little bit versus what I had ordered. So in time you will see that completely covered, but that is one thing. Another thing that I actually did remember that I wanted to tell you guys before is some of you guys will be noticing that there is a little icon with that says, has like a heart and has like a little icon for the channel. That is going to be my way from now on to show that I've read comments. And now I've always read comments, but I want to make sure you guys know for 100% fact that I've read your comment. And the reason being is because I know I always respond, and there's always that. But I always want to make sure if I do forget for whatever reason to not respond, that I at least check that off, because that's one thing that I always want to do is I always want to go read your guys' comments. It's just something I really enjoy doing. Because whether it's questions, comments, thank you, hey, you might want to change this, hey, pointers, anything, recommendations, I always want to make sure you guys know that whatever you guys have said, I've seen it, I know what you said, we're good. And preferably, I always like to comment back too as well. But thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, later guys.